Peter Uihlein is a golfer with more air miles than most. The 24-year-old took the unconventional route for an American player in plying his trade outside of the States, teeing it up instead on the Challenge and European Tours after a promising amateur career. And with the first European Tour title under his belt already, he now has the confidence and experience to perform all over the world. Peter Uihlein, thank you so much for joining us on Golfing World. I guess I kind of want to start back at the beginning with you and get to know you a bit more. You had such promise as a young amateur, and it's great to see you now playing here. We're out on the European Tour. But does it feel like it's been quite a long journey to get to this stage?
Not really. I mean, I turned pro 2 Januaries ago, so I've only been pro for going on 2 years, so it's not a real long time. And I'm only 24, and I've always believed in that life in golf it's more of a marathon, not a sprint. So I've always grasped that mentality that I'd like to be doing this for a really long time, and it's not all about immediate success. It's more about the longevity of your career, and so far it's been off to a good start, and it's nice. I think you tried Q School for both tours, the PGA and European, didn't make it on either. So what was your thought process at that stage? Just trying to get some invites on the Challenge Tour. I got a few on the main tour right well, and I was really struggling. I came off kind of an injury, and I hadn't played for a while. Came right out, did tour school, didn't do well, and then just kind of really struggled with my game for a little while. And I took a couple months off and just kind of regrouped, and just tried to slow everything down, change, and work with my coach for a little bit, and try and change some things, and I was able to do that, and then came back out, did some Challenge Tours, and had good success right away, and then I was able to play a year on the Challenge Tour, which was great. How much of an influence was your dad on the decision for you to come over and play in Europe, and indeed the Challenge Tour? Because we don't see many young Americans coming this way, so it's nice to see that you made that decision. And guys growing up that I've always kind of looked up to are like Adam Scott, Ernie Els, those guys, and he kind of mentioned it to me that, those guys are global players. I look at those guys and how successful they are starting off, and, how they're able to grow and advance as players. And, playing over here, I think, can only help improve your game and be more ready when you head back to the States and play some more over there. So how many countries would you say you visited this year? That's a good question. I don't know, 20 maybe, 25. Oh my God, that's amazing, because you think about these guys in America, as you say, they play purely American events, and you've properly seen the world. I started off in India, and then I was in South Africa and Kenya, so I've been to some places this year. Where would you say is the best place you visited? One of the things I've always wanted to do was cage dive with great whites. I'm so scared of sharks, and when I was in South Africa, I was able to do it, and I couldn't. I was so nervous. I'm pretty sure I had a panic attack and threw up everywhere, but I was able to do it. And you're not able to experience things like that just kind of staying in the States. And it was something that I've always wanted to do, and I was glad I did it. But I guess you must miss a few things from home. What do you miss the most when you're on the road? Ice in the drinks is pretty common. You get free refills, I guess, is pretty nice. I think refills should be like a worldwide thing. I'm totally with you on that. You're a big sports fan as well. You're a big follower of baseball and things like that. I know you've just been watching a game before talking to us now. How much do you try and follow those sports when you're traveling, no matter where you are in the world? It's nice coming over here. You get to watch them in the morning. Baseball is very big in Asia, so it's it's awesome. When I was in Japan a few weeks ago, it was the same thing. They were showing a lot of games over there, so it's pretty sweet. And I love my baseball, and I'm sure I blow up some people's timelines with it, but it's all right. So back to golf, and indeed your golf. You won in Madeira, a huge win for you because it gave you full European Tour membership straight away. How much of an achievement was that for you? Yeah, it was big. Obviously it graduated me here, and I was able to play Wentworth, and I had a good week at Wentworth as well, and it was just good because I felt like I'd been playing well, and I hadn't won as a professional yet, but I felt like I'd been very close, and to seal the deal there at a co-sanctioned event was huge, and let me play out the rest of the year on this tour, and I've kind of kept my form going and had a pretty good year after that, so it's been good. So next year, are we going to see Peter back in America, or still in Europe? Yeah, I'll be in Europe. I think my goal ultimately is to be more a global player. I don't think I'd ever go back home without playing some over here as well. So I'd like to do more of a global schedule and be like those guys that play both tours, and that'd be my ultimate goal.